Hello, fellow aviators. Welcome back. This is part two, where we're looking at the top 10 benefits of a fully implemented single African air transport market initiative towards African aircraft maintenance organizations. Those are AMOs and maintenance, repair, and overhaul providers. Those are MROs. So, what are the top 10 benefits to these organizations when the single African air transport market is fully implemented? Well, let's get into it. So, number one, how are AMOs and MROs going to benefit? Now, they're of course with increased traffic. SAATM will encourage growth in air traffic across Africa, as we saw in our previous episode, right? And this will lead to a high demand for maintenance services as airlines expand fleets and flight operations, right? No brain on that. So AMOs and MROs are going to experience increased business opportunities from more frequent maintenance cycles due to higher aircraft utilization. So that is common sense, and that's why it comes as the top benefit. Benefit number one: increased air traffic across African skies means business for AMOs and MROs. Number two, there's going to be market expansion. Now, a liberalized airspace under SATM is going to allow greater cross-border operations by airlines, giving MROs and AMOs access to a broader client base beyond national boundaries. And this can foster regional specialization and partnerships in maintenance services. Now, when we talk about AMOS and MROs within the confined state of African aviation business today, we see most of these AMOs are just operating within their borders, their countries. But with SATM being fully implemented, well, it only means that AMOs will be able to see other airlines coming over for work or coming over for business across borders. And that is good. Market expansion is the second benefit to AMOs and MROs in Africa. Now, number three, we're going to see cost efficiencies through economies of scale. Now, greater aircraft volume is going to enable MROs to achieve economies of scale, reducing per unit cost for maintenance activities, right? So, we're also going to see standardized regulatory frameworks under SATM, which may streamline processes, further lowering operational costs. The more planes you have, the more economy of scale you achieve, right? Compared to today, where if you are, uh, you have two machineries, right? And in a full month, you are using these machineries, say, 10 hours. But when we're having more flights, more aircrafts, more work, you still have the same two machines. But instead of using them for 10 hours, you're using them for, say, 30 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours. Or you can look at it in the sense of these two machines are servicing more planes than when SATM was not operational. So cost efficiencies through economies of scale. Number four, African AMOs and MROs are going to see improved workforce development. Now, increased demand for skilled labor in maintenance operations will lead to more training programs and certifications. Absolutely. And we're going to see enhanced mobility of technicians across member states, fostering knowledge sharing and skill improvement. There's no question about this, that we're going to see more and more technicians going to whether get more aircraft endorsements because they have now a diverse type of aircraft they're working on. We're going to see cross-border crossing of technicians giving each other training, and this is going to, at the end of the day, to enhance the workforce skill level, right? So that's good for African AMOs and MROs. Number five, African AMOs and MROs are going to see investment in infrastructure. Of course, higher maintenance demanded as SATM incentives or incentivizes investments in MRO facilities, tooling, and technology. Regional hubs for advanced MRO services will emerge, and this will reduce the need for outsourcing maintenance to non-African facilities. And this is a great thing for African AMOs and MROs. Number six, we are going to see regulatory harmonization, right? That African AMOs and MROs under SAATM's push for a unified aviation framework is going to facilitate easier compliance with maintenance regulations across countries. And with reduced bureaucratic barriers, this is going to streamline certification and approval processes for AMOs and MROs operating regional. And I believe this is a great thing for anyone who is thinking of investing in Africa, starting an MRO or starting an AMO, given that if SATM is going to get fully implemented, then we'll see, the laws that will govern member states being more or less, or being more or less, the same requirements or give and take very minor differences. As opposed to today, if you want to open an MRO, say in the Congo, it's going to be a totally different story when you're heading out to Kenya. But with SATM being fully implemented, if Kenya and Congo are in the same, are fully following SATM's regulations, so SATM's recommendations, then if you want to invest in Congo and you want to open a second MRO in Kenya, chances will be the regulations are looking the same. So that's a benefit, regulatory harmonization. That goes back to whoever has an MRO today as an African MRO investor who's in the Congo with SATM, then you want to open a second branch in Kenya, things will be absolutely easier. Number seven, we're going to see reduced dependence on non-African MROs. A unified air transport market promotes the growth of local and regional MRO capabilities, and this will automatically lessen reliance on costly maintenance services abroad. And we're also going to see localized services, reduce turnaround times for aircraft maintenance. And this is great not only for MRO and the more owners, but by and large to the whole aviation industry in Africa. Number eight, we're going to see encouragement of an innovation, just as we said, skill will be going up. Innovation will be also on the uptick. A larger, more competitive market is going to drive investment in new technologies and innovative practices. Absolutely. And SATM will encourage the adoption of predictive maintenance technologies and digitization in African MRO operations. Number nine, we'll see a boost to regional collaboration. That's going to be great for African aviation, the African aviation industry. The MROs and AMOs will form alliances. Most likely, chances are going to be higher on networks to serve the expanded market efficiency, right? And collaborative ventures may include joint ventures, shared training programs, unified procurement for parts and tooling, and the list is just endless. Quite a lot of areas that these MROs and AMOs are going to collaborate. Lastly, we're going to see increased revenue and profitability. Who doesn't want to hear about that as an investor, right? The liberalized air travel under SATM is going to create a large aviation ecosystem. Absolutely. Naturally, it is going to do that. And this directly translating to higher revenue streams for maintenance organizations. A growing aviation industry is going to offer long term sustainability for you as an African AMO or MRO as core contributors to operational safety and efficiency. So let's keep championing the fulfillment of our this wonderful initiative called the Single African Air Transport Market. And lo and behold, one of these good days will be enjoying all these benefits that it brings with it. So stay tuned for the next part of the 10 benefits of a fully implemented SATM, and this will be going to, if you're a traveler, stay tuned and you'll be getting to hear what are the top 10 benefits to you with a fully implemented SATM. So thank you very much for your time, and if you find value, if you have a question, uh, don't be shy. Go ahead in the comment section, leave your question, leave your comment, and we're looking forward to be engaging more and sharing what our thoughts and hearing what your thoughts are regarding SATM. Asante sana, kwaheri kwa leo. See ya next time. Bye bye.